So, I want to share what happened to me yesterday. So, basically, I woke up and I have issues with my joints and stuff. I wasn't feeling very good that day. And I'm kind of a little under the weather today. But I got up and I was like, I'm going to be productive. I have a lot on my plate I want to take care of, a lot of things I want to do. So I woke up early, got myself ready for the day. I went and did and ran a few errands. And then I got myself a cup of coffee. And I decided, Dutch Bros was right there. I really like Dutch Bros. And I really like that they have the coffee cups because they have like little quotes. They have like little things and some of them are inspirational. Some of them are just, silly little coffee things. But this one I got said, make today an adventure. And so I was like laughing. I was like, yeah, that's what I'm doing. Well, I was letting my dogs out to go to the bathroom and what do I see? I see this adorable little Pomeranian running around. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, this dog has no leash, no collar, and I'm next to a highway. So I let my dogs back in and I'm talking on the phone with my friend the whole time that I'm letting my dogs out. So she comes down because she had to drop something off anyway. And I'm like talking to her and I'm like, yeah, I'm trying to chase this little dog because I don't want him to get hit. Well, this dog almost got hit 6 times. Okay, God was looking out for this little guy. He ran. I kid you not. I chased him down for 8 to 10 blocks down, okay? Now, mind you, my friend, she was sick, so she kind of got me sick. So we're both 2 sick people running, trying to chase after this little Pomeranian. And she fell and scraped herself hard against the pavement trying to chase after him. And I told her, I was like, go back to my place, get some bandages. Are you okay? Do you need anything? And she's like, no, just go, just go. So I'm chasing this dog down. And I'm in so much pain, you guys. So I'm like, why am I even doing this? But there's something inside of me that's like, you have to get this dog. So I'm like, okay, I have to. I need to protect this dog. Now, this gave me a different perspective because as I'm chasing down this little dog, I had a couple that were walking down this road. I'm in a subdivision. And this woman says it just loud enough to the guy, that dog needs to be on a leash. And they both look at me and they judge me. And I had 7 people judging me while I'm running down this road trying to chase after, which isn't even my dog. And I had a lady and her kid come out of the house going, is this your dog? They were getting angry at me. I looked at her and go, no, this is a stray dog that I'm trying to protect. And I'm trying to chase after it. And I after that, she was still talking and I just kept running because I did not want to lose this dog. And I did not care what this lady had to say. Finally, I caught up and this dog was the cutest thing. He would turn the corner and I would just keep walking. I would act like I wasn't trying to chase after him anymore because he thought it was a game. And then he would follow behind me, but just enough to where he could still run away if I tried to get him. So he was really cute. He had quite the personality on him. Finally, I got this dog. And I kid you not, I had to walk 8 blocks to 10 blocks back to my place. I'm holding on to him and I'm wondering who owns you because obviously he didn't look abused. He didn't act abused. He was well groomed and he was just the cutest dog. And I was walking him and I was like, someone misses you. Don't get attached and don't get attached. Well, I did. I got attached very quickly. I had this dog for probably about half the day. So it started off at in the morning and then midday. I came home. I gave him water because he was really thirsty, fed him. My dogs were cool with him. And I don't know, a part of me is really, and this is messed up to say, but I'm I wanted to rationalize keeping him because he was the perfect dog. He never barked at anyone or any other dog. He never showed any sign of aggression. He was just so calm and sweet. And I get him in my car because I needed to go and get a collar for him. I had a leash, but I needed a cheap collar just so I can let him out to go to the bathroom and stuff and take him around easier. I knew that I needed to get him to his owner because I knew that they were going to miss this dog. There was a piece of me that's well, they should have had a collar on him. They should have done this. They should have done that. I wanted to so badly rationalize saying that this person didn't deserve this amazing dog. But I knew that, if my little Yorkie ran away, that I would want somebody to turn him in or show up. Me and my friend, we looked all throughout the internet, all through Facebook or dog missing pages and saw nothing. So finally, I decided, okay, we went to the vet. He didn't have a chip. So she was like, take him to the shelter. And I was like, okay. Like, I was so distraught. I was like, I don't want to. I want to keep this dog. Like, he warmed my heart. You know, he was just the best dog. I had him for like not even half a day. And I was so selfish. And I knew that I was being selfish because it's like, dude, this isn't your dog. And, you know, if the dog was abused or very neglected, then I would be like, I don't think I want to give this back to the owner. But I knew this dog was really loved and this dog was obviously had a good owner. So I did the right thing. And as I'm driving to drop him off, I kid you not, I see in front of me, there was like a Jeep. And you know how sometimes like they'll have a tire in the back of the car? Well, it had a cover over it and it said adventure begins now on it. And it made me laugh because I remembered the coffee cup that I didn't even get to finish. I barely even sipped my coffee because I got home, was drinking a little bit of my coffee, and then I saw the dog. So then that was it, right? So it made me laugh because I was like, okay, this is a message. And I took this little guy in and I was like, okay, I know. I actually went in, I was like, guys, I'm in a moral dilemma here. This is like an angel. This is like the best dog in the world. And I was like, I know that the owner is looking for him because he is well taken care of. He's not abused or nothing. I'm like, but I do want to be the first on the adoption list. And the lady looked at me, she's like, no, the owner's gonna come. And I'm like, I know, but just in case, I want this dog. So the moral of the story, because right after, I kid you not, I got into my car, me and my friend, I drove her back to her place and we looked on Facebook page and immediately somebody commented the picture of the dog and said, my niece lost her dog. Can anybody please help us find it? And of course the shelter immediately already contacted them. So the dog, in my opinion, was a test for me because I believed, in my opinion, I think that it was like a good thing for both of us because that little dog, first off, gave me so much joy, but it also gave me a lot of appreciation for my dogs. And not only that, but it's one of those things where it's like I put myself in the, you know, the owner's shoes. What if my dog got lost or something was to happen? I would want somebody to take him to the shelter. So I knew that that was the right thing to do, but there was a part of me that was really wanting to be selfish. And it was funny because my friend was like, dude, take him to the shelter, because she was with me the whole time basically. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to. She ended up going home after she got injured, so I just went back to her place with the dog and showed her, and you know, we went into the other places. So that's kind of how that happened. But it was a very interesting, fun, terrible experience for me. But after it was all said and done, I still became productive that day and I still got majority of what I needed done that day. Did it throw kind of a wrench in my day a little bit? Yes. But in my opinion, someone would have stolen that dog because I really wanted to steal that dog. It was seriously the best dog in the world. So well behaved, just amazing. Even when they took him into the shelter, they were giving him shots, he was still so calm. So what I realized is, from an outsider's perspective, people were judging me because they thought that was my dog. And I just kept ignoring. I didn't even care to correct anybody besides the lady that she came out all like frantic, like, why is he not on a leash? Is this your dog? Like, and I'm just like, lady, I'm trying to save this dog. Anyway, so it gets to the point where you have to sometimes realize that you have to do the right thing. And even though I wanted to rationalize the reasons to keeping the dog, you know, this person didn't even, like, the dog that I found, he was like 12 blocks down from where he lived originally. So I could have just taken this dog and hit him and ignored any posts and done nothing and could have kept this amazing dog. But that's not good. That's not what my soul knew was best for the dog, as well as for me even. Because 3 dogs is a lot. But my point is sometimes life will throw you curveballs. Sometimes you have a set plan for the day and then it doesn't go the way that you were thinking. But that dog, I don't know what would have happened if I didn't pick him up. Honestly, I wanted to badly take him in and keep him because, again, he was the best dog ever. Even like riding around in the car with him was such a joy. I literally believed that if I didn't take him, I don't think he would have known his way back home. I think he knew somewhat the general area, but not really. So a couple of things could have happened. He could have got hit, he gotten lost, he could have gotten stolen. You know, a lot of things could have happened. And I like to think that I was a godsend for this dog as much as that dog was a godsend to me. But it got to an interesting thing where sometimes we can rationalize situations because it's something that we want versus what is actually needed. Sometimes we can think, well, this person doesn't deserve this blessing because this dog was a blessing. He was amazing, okay? He was an angel. I freaking loved this dog. His personality, just how calm and amazing he was, everything. Like, this dog was a great dog. I could have rationalized and been like, though obviously this owner doesn't deserve this dog because, like, they didn't even post that the dog was missing until like 6 hours almost. But, you know, things happen and situations happen, and that doesn't mean that they're bad for something to happen. Like, that dog could have just slipped through the door and they didn't notice and ran away, and then they came home and realized he wasn't there. You know, I mean, a lot of stuff could be the case, but I knew that I needed to do the right thing. And sometimes, you know, like, we want somebody to have karma. Sometimes we judge people based on what we are seeing. Like, those people that are bystanders, they saw me chasing down this cute little Pomeranian thinking, oh my God, why is that dog not on a leash? Why is that dog not on have a collar? Looking at me like I'm unfit, but I'm not. That was the thing. It was like, you have to realize that sometimes on the outside perspective, you might judge a situation and it might not even be that situation. People might judge you and it might not even be that type of situation. And it was like, I was doing a good deed, but other people were looking at me like I was just walking this dog or trying to chase back after my pet when that wasn't even the case. So it's kind of one of those things where it gave me a bigger perspective. And it was so funny because after the dog left and I found out that they reignited with their owner, I remember coming home, a deep breath, because one, I was exhausted, and two, I was really not feeling all that good that day. I really wasn't. And it was just so funny because it was an adventure. And it was one of those things where I felt so good knowing that, because I knew the dog missed their owner. You can just tell that the dog was uncomfortable. The dog didn't know me. The dog didn't know my friend, but he was still such a good boy. And it was one of those things where it's like, man, you really need to go back to your owner. But it took me some time to get everything rearranged, getting him some food, getting him some water, getting a collar, going certain things. It really, in the grand scheme of things, took me about 5 hours to get everything together in order to get this dog back to their original owner. And it's like, now I feel the dog is in better care because the dog had bad teeth and bad things. So I feel like that would have brought more of an awareness to the owner to get that taken care of. So there was a lot of positives, in my opinion, that came from this interaction. And it also showed me, like, don't give up and trying to keep chasing after this little guy because he needs it. He needs you to help him. And it was like, I think he also knew that I wasn't gonna hurt him. Like, he saw that I was really loving and caring, and he knew that I wasn't gonna try anything crazy with him. But it was one of those moments where it was like, don't rationalize something because you want it. Don't rationalize something when you know that that is morally wrong. Because we all have an inner compass and we all grew up in different ways. So what might be right and wrong for you may not necessarily be what's right and wrong to another person, but you know deep down what is right and wrong. If something would have happened to my dog, I would want someone to do the right thing like I did that day. And so that is how I see it. And I just wanted to kind of share that with you guys because it gave me a little bit more of an insight, and it made my day kind of go by a lot more, I wouldn't say smoothly, but it definitely gave me an adventure. And I felt like I learned a lot from it that day, but it was also a lesson that was like, because I knew that I wasn't going to hold on to him. I knew that, but I wanted so badly to. And my friend was like, dude. And I'm like, I know I'm being selfish. And she's like, you are. And I'm like, I know, but let me just take a second to rationalize it so that I know that I'm rationalizing it so I can let it go. Because after I dropped him off and after I saw the post, I could take a deep breath. And I was like, okay, I did the right thing. I'm glad, because it was a kid that happened to let the dog out and it was an accident. So that would have just ruined that kid's life forever, not knowing what happened to that dog. So I believe that I was there at the right time, at the right place to help that dog. And inadvertently, it even helped me because I learned lessons, learning like it's okay to want something. It's okay to, be a little selfish, but sometimes you have to look at the bigger picture of everything and know that like realistically, this dog probably would not like being around my dogs all the time. And not only that, but they miss their owner. And it's like the dog was obviously loved and taken care of. Just you could tell by his demeanor and how groomed he was and just everything about him. Like you knew that this dog was okay. You knew this dog was loved. So it's one of those things where it's like, it's easy to lose sight of what is actually important, but whatever you do, sometimes you have to ground yourself back to center. I got emotionally attached to this dog, even though I knew that this dog has an owner and that this dog is missed. And I'm like, don't get attached, but it was so hard not to. Again, little angel. But that was a lesson in of itself. It's like, do you do the wrong thing and hold on to someone's dog and never answer the post and just keep this dog, or do the right thing and get this dog help and make sure that this dog is also getting the proper health care and everything that the dog needs before leaving? So that was a fun adventure for me, but I really just wanted to kind of talk about it because it kind of blew my mind when I thought about it. It was like, wow, how many times have I judged someone when I've seen like anything really? I mean, it appeared that I was being negligent. It appeared that I was not doing good job, but I was actually being good and trying to take this stray dog off the street and bring him back to his owner because he could have gotten hit. He could have, he's a small dog. Like, we have big birds out here. A dog could get swooped up from a bird and been gone, or, just different things. So even though it was really hard to get the dog and it was really hard, I chased this dog down for like 20 to 30 minutes, maybe almost an hour. So that's where some of that time went. And my friend injured herself. We're both sick. Like that, it was not a fun time, but I enjoyed every minute I had with him because he was such a awesome little character, and for that I'm very grateful. So I just kind of wanted to talk about that, and yeah, that was my story and that was the experience that I had.